Hiya. I loves. Squirmy, why don't you go under the blankie there? Oh, I see. You want to be in the warm spot where I was just sitting. Oh my god, so cute. He's got his little head on my lap. To give you a sec to jump on. Hey, Lou. Oh, it's 11:11. Would you look at that, Lou? 11:11 and your little name pops up. Hey, girl. So those of you who have been following me, we're going to get into this. I'm just going to give you guys a second to figure out I'm live and come and play. Yes, so I officially launched the portal today, which is my 12-month membership / mini mastermind micro mind vibe, but essentially it's 12 months with me in a Facebook group. You get everything on Kajabi for the whole time that you're in there for the full 12 months, and you just pay monthly. So at the moment it's 111 per month. You get 2 live streams with me. You get one which is transmission and energetic clearing. We do energy work on that first one, and then the second one is a Q&A where you can ask me anything, whether it's about the topic of the month or whether other stuff's just like bubbling for you and you want to get direct coaching from me. Then you can access me in that way, like this. It's going to be a closed Facebook group, and it's 111 per month at the moment. That is the fast action taker. I'm fucking in. Let's go, champ. That's for you, right? If you feel like you need to sit on the fence a bit and wait a bit longer, then that's fine. There's zero judgment around that. It's just that I like to reward that kind of like bam, 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 all in, let's fucking go energy, and it gets me excited as well to see all those little sales picking up. So just feels exciting to do it that way. And then later on this month the price will go up, but for now it is 111 per month. So if you're clicking this and you're watching this live stream like weeks after it happened and you're like, why has the price gone up to whatever, then that's because you missed this live. Cheers. Right, let's talk about making money in terms of why it's not hard. This just downloaded through me today. I wasn't even, the interesting thing is that I was just bouncing around to music. I just felt to put music on this morning. It's not something I do every morning. I normally like quite a lot of peace and quiet first thing in the morning to just like juice into my day slowly, like yum. But today I was like, I just really want to listen to some music, and so I actually put my Muay Thai playlist on, which is quite hectic, but there you go. It was a vibe, and I was just like washing my teeth, I laughed so hard at myself at one point. Do you ever like catch yourself in your own little quirky behaviours? Hey Dale, nice to have you live. Always good to have your little empath vibes in there. I say little, very powerful empath vibes here. So welcome, you powerful wizard, you. So I was in the kitchen and I was literally making my smoothie in what can only be described as a full body fleece. You know, it's like hood, no sleeves. It's like a rectangle of fleecy fabric that just, it's like a giant fleecy poncho effectively that goes down to my ankles. It's ridiculous. I have 2 of them. No, I'm lying, I have 3. Such a child. 38 for fuck's sake. I don't care. Only as old as the poncho you wear. So I was dancing around the kitchen making my smoothie in this ridiculous fleecy poncho with like stars all over it, just like jamming out to smack my bitch up by the poncho. And I was like, I caught myself and I was like, what am I doing? And I just felt so giddy and like so excited by the fact that I have like, I don't filter my life. Like if I want to dance around the kitchen to smack my bitch up whilst making a smoothie and wearing a gigantic fleece, I'm gonna fucking do it. And yeah, it just kind of made me feel like so liberated. I'm like, fuck, this just feels so good, just like be whoever I need to be in any given moment. And I think I was just in real like deep moment of full embodied gratitude of to myself, you know, like that Snoop Dogg thing. And finally, I'd like to thank myself. Because ultimately, isn't that you're the one who's in charge, right? You're the one who says yes to shit and no to shit and who you get to be. So really, why not? Thank you, me. I'm very grateful to you for doing the work. But for really just noticing, you know, like thinking about the fact that I used to, I don't know, 7 years ago, I was working in an office. In an art centre, and then 10 years before that I was working in an actual office, like accounting and trust funds and all that stuff. And I'm like, it's so easy to forget what it felt like to be in that cubicle and then to be here dancing around my kitchen in a full body fleece, and that just being so fucking normal for me, you know. And I am so grateful for the steps that I took and the leaps that I took and the massive fucking like jumps that I took into what I was creating. And I continue to do that. And I guess the thing is that it just doesn't feel scary anymore because I've done it so many times that I understand that feeling of the fear doesn't define who I am, and it doesn't define what's possible for me, and it also doesn't define whether or not this is the right decision. My intuition defines that, and then any other emotions that come up around that decision are really just emotions that I get to experience and release. I don't have to make them mean anything. They're just energy in motion, right? Emotion, energy in motion. So here we go. We're shifting. We're moving. Let me know in the comments, you know, what's landing with you, what's resonating, what's bubbling. You know, I love to have a bit of a back and forth with you guys when I'm on live like this. So I'm just going to read to you as it downloaded. I was literally walking out of the house with the dog. I'd opened the door, had the dog like under my arm because he can't walk down the steps, so I have to pick him up. Long back, you know, got to be careful. So I picked him up, opened the door, and I was like, oh, I've just had a nugget come through, downloading. So I like quickly closed the door, ran into the living room, grabbed my phone and went, this is for the live stream later. So this is what came through me as it came through. So money isn't hard, nor is anything you want. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to expand on it. And I put money, it's actually really simple. If you want to make more money, you put your prices up, share your offerings more, talk about what you're doing and put a call to action. Make it easy for people to pay you. Here's the problem. So that's it. We know the things that we could be doing, right? Not that we need to do what we have to do, we should be doing. There are many things that we could do, like from an aligned place, in order to call in more money, right? It's easy. It's really fucking easy. What are you selling? Tell people, then get into receptivity around it. It's really, really not hard. Like, it is not hard to make money, okay? I want you to just, if that triggers you, fucking brilliant, then you've got some work to do around it, yeah? So that's really good. If the statement, it's not hard to make money, is triggering for you, then you've already found your first block, you found your first belief that you need to go and work on. And that in itself is a fucking gift. You're welcome, go do the work, right? The second piece is, if you're on board with that and you're like, no, I get this, I get it. So why do I still feel like sometimes I'm wading through toffee when it comes to money? This is the piece that came through for me today to share. So we know money's easy. It's really simple. You put your prices up, share your offering, talk about it, put a call to action. You make it easy for people to pay you, right? So you put your links all over the fucking place. If you look on the 90%, I would say, maybe even more, of the posts that I put out, no matter how simple they are, have a call to action in the comments, because, you know, algorithms and all that shit. You go onto my Instagram page, links in my stories. Every time I talk about an offering, I put a link there so people can go, ooh, and respond and like, boom, follow that invitation and yeah, I'm in, right? So there's links everywhere. I make it really easy for people to buy it, and it's very natural for me. Like, I just do that because I've been doing this a long time and I know that it works. It's an important part. I don't have any baggage around doing that. If you have baggage around doing that, boom, there's your second lesson. You're welcome. That's part 2 for you. Go and work on that. Good morning, Sarah. This is basically a masterclass, like a condensed punch you in the face. Boof. Let's go. 1, 2, hook. Let's create you some money. Yeah, this is a masterclass effectively. Yeah, it's in my free Facebook group, and yeah, I'm just here riffing with you, and yeah, it's going to be all over the shop and chaotic because that's how I am, and that's how my masterclasses also are most of the time. But if you take this, if you take these steps, if you take these triggers, if you take the fact that when I'm saying something to you, you're like, well, it's easy for her to say, fucking tastic. What a fucking gift that is. You know, see, like, I'm sure that you do, but if you don't see that and you're like, why does she want me to feel shit? Why does she want me to be triggered by what she's saying? It's like, because then it's such a gift, because you've been shown something that lives inside of you that is incongruent with making money. That is incongruent with a set of beliefs that I have that allow me to receive money, yeah? So I've put here, even though we know the steps that we can take in order to make money, share your offerings, make it really easy, put your links everywhere, blah, 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 like we know this stuff, yeah? Here's the problem. The problem is you're a fucking gentle beast. Noelie, the gentle beast. It's because what I say, like, it comes from the heart, you know? I have lived the struggle story with money for so many fucking years, like for decades, like even before I became an entrepreneur. I knew I was meant for wealth. I knew I was meant to be rich as fuck and have a fuck ton of money, right? Like, I've always just known that. Maybe it's because I'm a Taurus. I don't know. But like, material wealth has always been really exciting to me. Not something that I feel like, oh, I should have it in order to prove. It's like, no. I just want it. I want material wealth. I want spiritual wealth. I want physical wealth. I want, like, what, you know, health is wealth. I want all of the wealth. I want it all. I want it all, and I'm quite happy to say that out loud and proclaim it like bam, 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 bam. I have no shame around that, because I understand that it's available, it's possible, and there are this is the thing, there don't have to be any negative repercussions of you deciding you want everything and they're just fucking going out and getting it. You don't have to lose everything. You don't have to become someone who's so fucking different from who you are right now internally. Yeah, you might appear different to other people, but there's a part of you already who is being all that you are. There is an area of your life where you are actually letting yourself see yourself. And that's it. That's the chink in the armor. It's like turning the volume up on the part of yourself that you don't let anyone see because you're like, it's too much. For me, ironically, can you even believe this? How even dare I? This pattern came back up as Venus is in retrograde. This stuff came up, like, you know, we're looking at how we relate with ourselves and others, but predominantly with ourselves. Something came up for me and I could feel this like resistance in my body, and I woke up one morning after realizing what it was. I woke up and I had a sore throat, and I realized what it was this, you know, that I talk too much. And it's like I literally get paid to talk now. People listen to my podcast. People come and listen to me on my live streams. People listen to me in my trainings. People want to hear my voice. They want to hear what I have to say. They want to know the truth through my channel as I see it in any given moment, as I'm experiencing it in any given moment. This is my 6 line human design, defined throat, right? This is my gift, is what I'm here for. I'm here to share the truth as I experience it and as I grow, and the truth will change over time. And that's fine, because there is no one truth, right? As we grow, we learn new layers, we learn new truths. So when I realized, it was like, oh, you talk too much. And then I was like retreating from social media. When I felt that, I went into it, I kind of felt, I did some tapping, and then I was like, right, I still feel a little bit uncomfortable, but fuck it. I love it when people show up on their Insta stories and talk, and I can like receive their transmission. I love that. If there's someone whose transmission I want to receive, then yeah, bring it on. And the same here. So when I realized, like, oh, I was actually like holding myself back from speaking as much as I wanted to because I was worried that it might be too much. I remember advice that I give to my clients all the time, which is, you can't ever be too much for people who want to hear what you have to say. You know, like, they can't get enough. So you could keep speaking and they'd still be like, this is so delicious, I want more, let me feel all the juice, right? Anyway, I don't know where that came from, but again, you're welcome. Bonus point. So anyway, here's the problem when it comes to making money. We know what to do, we know the shoulds, the hows, we've all got the how-tos. You can download, I'm sure, probably a fucking million templates for free on the internet of like 3 things you can do every day to move your business forward, yeah? Like, we know these things. And I've put here, here's the problem. This is what downloaded today. The problem is your absolute lack of belief that you will do what it takes. That your lack of follow through. You're afraid that you won't follow through. You don't trust yourself. You don't trust yourself to actually fully back yourself enough to show up every day and do what it takes. Now, we all know how I feel about consistency. consistency doesn't have to be every day. Consistency is what you choose. Consistency can be posting once a month if that's what feels consistent to you. Working out twice a week. Consistency doesn't have to be every single fucking day, particularly for somebody like me who has an open heart, will, ego, whatever you want to call it, center in human design. Like, for me, the idea of having to do something every day and putting that pressure on myself feels disgusting, actually. It feels painful and relentless and tiring, and I'm exhausted even thinking about it. I don't want to do that. The likelihood is when I take the pressure off, I'm going to do the stuff that I enjoy every day anyway, you know, because I enjoy it. And when my primary focus is doing what I enjoy, then of course I'm going to choose the things that feel good to me. And if just creating content feels good or making money feels good, then I'm going to allow myself to do that every day. Why wouldn't you? When you stem the flow of how good you allow yourself to feel, that's the problem. And you're like, I don't want to feel that good. It doesn't feel safe to me to feel good. And really, like, take that on board. That feels important. As it came through, I could feel it was important. There is a thread that I can feel in the collective that is, it doesn't feel safe to feel this good. Because when your nervous system isn't used to feeling really good for an extended period of time, it needs that time. You need to mindfully and intentionally allow yourself to surrender and stretch into the allowance of more good stuff. You know, it doesn't happen like that. It's not like it's like when people win the lottery, right? They get all this money, they have this rush of good stuff, this rush of abundance, and then they go and fuck it up and piss it up a wall or down a drain or wherever they are pointing their piss at the time. But that's what happens. It's because their nervous system and their brain, the energetic system, like, isn't calibrated. Their identity hasn't upgraded to somebody who's a multimillionaire or whatever they've won on the lottery. Yeah. So that's the first piece there about, like, what is the problem? Well, you're not fucking believing in yourself that you're going to do what it takes. And you know why you're not believing that you're going to do what it takes? This is the next nugget that dropped in. I've put here the absolute lack of belief that you will do what it takes because you're putting unnecessary and fucking boring as fuck steps in the way. So it's like, on some level, we feel like we have to earn shit. I was talking to my Muay Thai trainer about this the other day. He always, like, somehow just being in his energy, like, makes me wiser. He's just like a fucking sage. So I was saying to him the other day, I feel like everything in life, listen up folks, this is gold. Everything in life is actually as easy as, oh, I want that thing. Cool, I get to have that thing. Way back when civilization was, being created and structured, and all these laws and rules and, a lot of structure was put in place. There was a reason for that. There was a purpose. It served a purpose and it was very valuable. And now we're kind of moving out of, like, in human design, we're moving out of that 5 line of structure and, rigidity and needing to know an X, Y, Z of how everything works. And we're moving into the 6 line, hey y'all, which is me and my weird fuckery. So, the 5 line, like, in terms of, like, what that looks like on the planet is that kind of structure and that rigidity sometimes. Like, not always, but it can be, like, part of that, the way things have been built thus far. And now we're seeing the crumbling of these structures, right? We're seeing a lot of pieces that we've all held on to, whether consciously or unconsciously, whether positively or negatively. We've held these structures, whether it's in finance or, whatever it is. We've held on to these structures of what makes us feel safe because it's normal. And now I don't have to think about that. So we get lazy thinking about that stuff. And that structure, those rules that we've all unconsciously followed as a society for millennia, they're starting to shift. And some people are going to cling to the old and others are going to embrace the new and be fucking trailblazer and a thought leader and create new ways of doing things. And the only difference is that point in the middle where you get to decide, am I going to go back to what was safe before but isn't really safe anymore, but it's familiar, so I'll go with it? Or are you going to take that bold step into trusting? And when I say step, I'm not saying it's even outside of you. The step is actually like dunk inside of you, in your DNA. You are fucking born with a blueprint for your own success. And it's like, for your limitless expansion, everything that you want and desire and are here to achieve, everything you're meant to create, everything you're meant to be, every person you are meant to impact, and the change that you are meant to create in the world, like that ripple effect, it is inside of you, in your fucking DNA. You were born with it. So stop looking outside at all these other fucking things and drop within. Your wisdom lives inside of you. You know what to do to make money. You know what to do for the next level of success, happiness, health, wealth, whatever it is you're wanting right now. You do know. The problem is you're wanting to do all of these steps because we've been taught you have to do a lot of steps to get from A to B. We've been taught that. Because what happened was, way back when, someone would go out and do something, and then it would really work and amazing things would happen. Then they'd have to come back to their people, and their people would go, whoa, how did you do that? And they'd be like, okay, let me explain magic to you. Because people want to learn, people want to evolve. So, you know, we wanted to evolve as humans. And that's storytelling, you know? Storytelling is how people learn, like way back. It was storytelling. So we've learned through these stories, we've then built structures and systems that's, you know, it's all evolved. And now we're in a position where it's like, oh, this is way bigger. There is no structure. There is no system. I create my own rules. So when we get to that place, it can feel like disarming and it can feel really confusing if we're not used to trusting our intuition. So now is the time, more than fucking ever in the history of time, to be dropping in and connecting with your intuition. Do what feels good for you. Whether it goes against what the government is telling you to do, what your family are telling you to do, what your friends are telling you to do, what I'm telling you to do. If you feel something in your soul, that is for you, and you are here to bring it to life. So this idea that you have to put a fuck ton of steps in between where you are now and you becoming this magical, mystical creature that gets to receive all of this stuff. No, you are that person now. You are worthy and deserving. You are already the fucking person. All you have to do is choose today that you are going to continue listening to your intuition, following that nudge. And remember, if you really want to make more money in your business or whatever it is, but we're talking about money today. If you really want to make more money, the way to do that is to decide that you want it. And then you can create channels for that money to come to you. You can also just lean back in receptivity and get so juiced up in your own fucking life that opportunities come to you, that you get inspiration. If you don't feel inspired right now, that's okay. Inspiration will come, but you have to create space for it and honor the muse. You have to lean back and become that like empty vessel to receive creativity and inspiration. If you're already full of all the things that you think you should be doing, it's like inspiration can't survive in that environment. It's like taking the dream to the critic. It's just going to tear it apart. Whereas if you live into the dream, if you let the dream be the thing that guides you forward, that's how you're going to create fucking magic in your life. Now, in the first month, we're going to start, the portal opens in February, and we're going to do our first call on the 2nd, because how magical is that? 2/2/22, yes! Oh, it just feels like a fucking portal. 2/2/22, like, let's go. It's called the portal. We're starting on a portal. We're going to talk about money. We're going to do money clearing and have a massive masterclass transmission and a big juicy fucking clearing around money in February for the first month to kick off. I like to kick things off with a bang, as you know. So if you're in for the portal, it is 12-month commitment, a 12-month commitment. Yes, that's right. I am offering something that lasts longer than 2 weeks. And here is for why. Because I'm going to be reducing the amount of live streams I do in this free group, and I'm going to be moving a lot of my energy and like these kind of teaching live streams where I'm really like going into a concept. And we're going to do clearing work in there. And you get to have access to me for a Q&A where you get direct coaching from me on whatever's going on for you. So 2 live streams per month in that group. They will be teaching, preaching, ranting, transmitting. But of course, there will always be at the end of these transmissions a deep dive emotional clearing, energetic clearing. We might do EFT, whatever of the tools in my toolkit I feel to draw from. It's going to be the most potent each month. So it will be something different potentially each month. Each month is going to have a theme. Not that you have to like rigidly follow, but the clearing will have a different theme each month. That doesn't mean that we won't revisit money again. We might do like making money, selling. We might do like receiving money, right? So we might do different threads of a same topic, like scattered throughout the year. But the really beautiful thing about being in one of my containers is that I work with the collective energy, not just the collective of the group, but the global consciousness, right? I am connected as a 6 line and as a fucking powerful, you know, basically a little bit psychic, you know? I don't really like the word psychic because it kind of makes me go, it makes me think of someone with a crystal ball, like Mystic fucking Meg with a scarf over my head going, my pretty. But what I mean is I'm fucking highly intuitive and connected to the energetic shit that is happening in the fucking world at all times. So I don't even realise it, but like the beautiful Nikki Moksha said, I'm not sure if she's actually seen this yet, you know, I'm a tuning fork to the universe, effectively. That's what she called me, and I fucking love that. I'm like, I'm taking that to the bank and I will use it time and time again. Thank you very much. And what this means is that every month we're going to work on whatever it is that is bubbling beneath the surface. And for some reason, there's a lot of shit at the moment about receptivity, about money and material stuff, which I just get so excited to talk about because I love those tangible results for people when they actually like do a clearing with me and they're like, oh my God, all these sales came in. What the fuck? It was so easy. And I'm like, yes, this is how it's meant to be. It's not actually meant to be really fucking hard. Like we just put resistance in the way because we like to feel the traction, the friction of life. And we're often not stretching ourselves and giving ourselves fulfillment and pleasure in other areas of our life. So we like to create that dopamine hit of, I solved a problem, yay! And it's like, you don't actually have to be continually problem solving your whole fucking life. So if this speaks to you, if you're excited to come and spend 12 months with me where you get 2 access points per month via a Facebook group and you get access to all of the content in Kajabi so you can have it anytime. I'm so excited, Maureen. It's going to be fucking amazing. I've never actually been this excited to run something so long. I don't think I've ever run anything over a whole year before, but I acknowledge that. I was working with my mentor and chatting to her. I was like, I just feel like I don't really like running really long containers. And she was like, well, it's probably because you're making it like hard. How can you make it easier? And I was like, oh fuck, this is the shit I teach, man. Like sometimes we need someone to reflect back our own teachings, you know? And so I realized actually I love doing live streams and I love coming in here and doing like a tapping with you or a meditation with you. I love doing that, but I'm reaching a point where the work that I'm doing now is so fucking potent. I'm so tapped into my genius and my like internal frequency is so fucking like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's just potent as fuck right now. And it's going to continue to get that because that is my intention, to be more deeply connected to myself and my connection to source and the power that I know wants to come through me. And you guys get to evolve with me over the next year. I'm committed to my own evolution, you know? If you need proof of that, you fucking look back at all the shit that I've done and look back at me, you know, 2.5 years ago when I had I was always struggling with my weight. You can see like my live streams, I go like 2 stone heavier, 2 stone lighter, 2 stone heavier, 2 stone lighter. And then eventually I'd done enough inner work. I'd like, the switch had flicked and here I am. I've kind of like been consistently the same weight for like 2 years. And that was a big deal for me, you know, but this is because I'm committed to my evolution. The idea that I would ever wake up and be like, oh, yeah, I can't really be arsed today. I'm just going to fucking, you know, just be like boring and like not be the best I can be. Even if the best I can be is napping all day on the couch. Even if the best I can be is feeling all the emotions that need to come through me on that day. It's understanding that when we're compassionate with ourselves and when we're really tapped into what we need, the essence of who we are and how to nurture our internal frequency, some days are going to feel like shit and that's the best you can fucking do. But then piling a load of guilt and shame on top of that and trying to push through it isn't going to help you. Being the best you can be in any given day looks different to every person on every fucking day. And I'm here to model that for you, to continue to be in deep self-forgiveness and compassion around it, because that's what I do for my clients. So why wouldn't I do it for myself, right? I love this. Yes! So we're going to evolve together over 12 fucking months. I'm so committed to my personal evolution. I have met few people who are as fucking committed as I am. I'm sure my clients would tell you the same. Like, this is, I live and breathe for this fucking work. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I can't even imagine a world or a life where I didn't do this work. That would just be bananas to me. So come and join me for a year. 2 live streams per month, 2 touch points per month. There isn't coaching in between those, because that is how I work with my private clients. And you know, there needs to be, in my mind, there has to be separation in order for me, like between my offerings, because I need to feel what this is like. I need to feel what this is like. You can take that. You can take that to the bank if you want. Being able to actually feel the energy of a certain container and not constantly be holding the energy of it continually in your body at all times is really important when you're doing this kind of work, when you're growing your business and scaling in this way. So I feel the energy of this container. There is 2 touch points per month. You can get one, like, direct fucking coaching from me in a live stream like this. And trust me, that's potent as fuck. That moves the needle forward for people, just having those conversations, just having my eyes on the way that they phrase things, the limitations, the energy in their writing. Sometimes I'm not even reading the words, I'm literally just feeling in between the words, and I'm like, oh, this is actually the problem, this is where you need to go. So I was going to say, you can't really put a price on that, but I have. At the moment, it's 111 per month for 12 months. It is going to be going up very soon. So if that is for you, jump the fuck in. The link is above. If you've got questions, drop them in the comments below and tag me so that I can answer them for everyone to see. Ask me questions in this Facebook group about that offering so that other people can see the answers as well, rather than sending me private messages, because often when one of you has a question about something, it's actually going to really serve the collective. So I invite you to, if you have any questions, either drop them below this live stream or in my Facebook group and tag me so that I can answer the question and everyone can receive the transmission. Mwah. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'm so fucking excited about the portal. We start on the 2nd of February. Get your ass in there now. Love you. Bye.